On to the final part of CTR Nitro-Fueled. This time we're doing the rest of the fucking game. We're doing the battle mode, we're doing the crystal challenge mode, we're doing the ring rally stuff that we're going for in the last bit of this, and I'm showing off a little bit of the online as well. Not an online race, just a lobby really. So I'm going to go through all 5 of the battle modes, complete them all with a win, and get the achievement for that. And I'm just going to explain how each mode works as well as what I'm doing right now. So, battle mode, the regular one, limited battle, is very obvious. It's just a fight. All you have to do is survive as long as possible while getting the most amount of hit points. For every damage you deal, you end up for hit points, like that. And yeah, get the most points against your opponent, and you win. That's simply how this mode works. It's a very old mode, obviously. It's been since CTR, essentially. And, yeah, it's very basic. But, however, there are some complications with it. For instance, depending on what kind of power-ups you're giving, it can be an absolute fucking disaster. Like, right now, I decided that every one of these matches is only going to involve the invincibility mask. So yeah, a lot of times like this, it just looks like this the entire time. Just me waiting for the AI to turn off. However, then the AI just runs off, and the biggest issue of that comes down to the fact that they don't get hit once their mask runs out. They can keep pushing you even though you have a mask on. It's only if they back up and then push back into you that they take any kind of damage. But if they're already brushing up against you, it doesn't matter at all. So, yeah, it can make it really difficult to actually get a hit in, because you'll be kind of just, you'll both be waiting for one of you to basically just run out of your mask, like so, and it just gets all fucky. And then the AI, you know, he might just try to go for the nearest box, which usually leads to him just kind of screwing himself more often than not. And, yeah, it just becomes kind of a joke from there. So, yeah, for the most part, it's just really sad to see. The biggest issue is just the waiting game when you're doing this, because it's just like, you're kind of just waiting for them to fucking, yeah. Another thing is how the battle mode works from there on out, because you can set up how it works. There is points, which is get the most of this amount of points to win. There is time, get as many points as possible before time runs out. And there is lives. Take care of everyone's life points until you're only one remaining, for how many lives you have left, to win. However, I believe that one actually got its own mode, essentially. So, yeah, that ended up becoming its own thing, even though it is essentially the exact same as battle mode, except now you all have lives. Which, obviously, as you can tell, I don't, if I'm doing this shit right now. And hey, Wheeled Warrior. There is a unique message for each of these modes, so I will show off at least as well. Next up is Capture the Flag. So, obviously you have the blue and red team here, and all you have to do here is capture the flag, bring it to your base, and you get a point. And basically for this one, it is also either based on points at a time. Basically, either you get this amount of flag wins, or you get more than the other before time runs out. However, there's a catch. If your opponent ends up getting your flag, and, you know, you have your flag as well, unfortunately, one of you must be taken down with the flag put back up, because if you don't do that, what happens is that you can't put your flag away. Even if you're in the spot, the flag must be there before you can actually take your thing in. So you gotta, you know, actually hurt them. And then the game gets weird like that, and it's stupid. But yeah, once taken care of, you hit him once, the flag goes back immediately. You don't have to actually grab the flag yourself, you just have to hit him and that's it. And once you win, you get Prodigy. Next up is essentially just Crystal Challenge, but in battle mode. The amount of crystals, which are 20, are around. All you gotta do is get the most for your opponent. And there are two ways of getting the win here. One way is essentially just getting the crystals and that's it. And the other way is getting all the crystals, because obviously you still have to attack them, and if you attack them, they drop crystals themselves, at least 3 or 4 every time on the maximum. Maybe just more, I don't know. But what I do know is you want to hit them to knock out their crystals, and to automatically win the fastest, without having to wear out the timer, is to get all 20 in your possession. If you get all 20 in your possession, essentially you win instantly. Even though it would make more sense for the game to continue anyway, so the opponent can knock down your crystals and essentially, you know, hit the win that way, because you are now the biggest target because you have all the fucking crystals. The biggest issue comes really right down to more or less just having to, yeah, see, I only dropped 2 of them, I believe, 2 or 3, so yeah, even with so many I have, then I got all of them. But something else you might be noticing is there are 2 opponents here while I'm on my own. You can put a handicap there. Basically, you have teams. Obviously, you can have up to like 4 teams. And then you also have, essentially, how many CPUs you can have. Now, if you decide to put in 2 CPUs and have a team of 2, like, you know, fucking 2 teams, it's random on what happens here, but either you end up with a partner and you are handicapping your opponent, or you are handicapping yourself and have to verse 2 CPUs at once. So yeah, it becomes messy. It becomes very, very fucking messy. And yeah, all the crystals for the most part are, you know, taken, so now it's just a fight. Now it's a fight to grab the crystals from everybody else, and with only a few seconds left, I do showcase that if you do get all 20, that yes, you do end up actually basically winning the whole thing. You get a U-Rock message from it. Next up, this is the life one. This is, you have a set number of lives, either have the most lives at the end of the thing, or take out everybody's lives and be the last one standing. That is the entire fucking mode. Also, the CPU kind of cheats. The CPU was kind of cheating there because we just started, but they were already getting the supercharged mask immediately. You saw how long that lasted. They had the supercharged mask like immediately compared to me. So yeah, the AI was cheating, and you just gotta kind of get used to that. But yeah, the main thing here is essentially just knock down their lives until they're out, or until time runs out and you have the most lives left. I need to win this, by the way. The achievement requires that I win all 5 modes, so I can't lose this fight. And hey, I got the hit now. I mean, you can be very cheap about this too, as you can see. But at the same time, they're not going to be that easy on the cheapness. You know, the AI will eventually have a fucking mask and protect themselves, and this kind of keeps on going on and on. This is the safest option, however. There are faster options, aka using actual fucking weapons and pretty much just using droppables, have them chase after you and dropping them constantly to fuck them over. But if you can do that, the AI can do that as well, and the whole arena will just become a fucking mess of dropped nitros and shit. So, yeah, again, it all depends on how you want to handle this. For me, I decided to handle it by essentially just having it be a mass fight, and it just takes for fucking ever. After this will be the bacon one, the final mode. And all that mode is just capture the flag, except instead of you and Battle Heroes, the last one there. But instead of you having got the flag, you have to grab a piece of bacon that is essentially going to be somewhere on the track, usually in the middle, and bring it back to your base. And obviously everybody's going to fight against you to grab it and shit. Luckily the AI is so stupid, I don't know how to get the fuck up here, so I'm able to get it. But however, it is not a bacon, it is a flag. But the flag has like a bacon graphic on it, so I guess it counts. But yeah, it is essentially just one singular flag. Get amount of points from that. Before time runs out, get the most flags against your opponent, and that's it. And that is battle mode, top dog, and that's the achievement right there. So that's the battle mode taken care of. Now it's time for the Crystal Challenge mode, which is essentially going to be like the other Crystal Challenges, like Skull Rock, Nitro Court, and Rocky Road and such. I'm going to do it if the tracks we haven't done yet, though. Starting with this one. So, this is Parking Lot. As you can see, it's very much Tiny oriented, which would have been fitting with the Tiny arena in front, but, you know, too bad about that. But yeah, this is sort of like the more generic looking arena, essentially. It's very basic. Look, it's an actual stadium area, too. It's like the fucking, you know, Slide Coliseum and Turbo Stadium, whatever. I keep fucking up the name of it, but it's very much in the same style as that, except it is also very much still in that theme of Tiny Arena, as it's very Tiny-centric. Has all the graffiti everywhere, and a lot of damage and shit. Has Tiny every fucking where of statues that breathe fire and all. I will say that the CTR times, like the times for the CDR tracks here, for the Crystal Challenges, they are rather tight. You can't fuck around here. You do have to be fast about these. And, yeah. I do make it through of these. Only like a few seconds left. Nitro Kart, however, remember, Nitro Kart is, like, slower than CTR. So the times I end up with those ones are going to be, like, 20 to 30 seconds left by the end of the day with those. So, yeah. So that was it for that one. Next up is Lab Basement. Would fit in with Engine Labs, essentially. This one has a shit ton of nitrous crates all over the place. It's much in line with Cortex Castle one. But in this one, yeah, Cortex Court, whatever it was. But yeah, this one's a lot more harder because everything about how this is laid out is just kind of messy. And again, it looks generic, but so did the fucking castle area. However, it doesn't look like a whole, like, you know, fucking closed-in, weird, sort of mazy sort of thing. It's just a fucking mess of nitro crates. But yeah, once I take care of this one, I believe the last one is the North Pole, I think. Which, that one, that's main thing is having ice around to slide you about and shit. Otherwise, I think that one is the most open of all of these. The biggest one. At least it feels like the biggest one. When it comes to CTL ones at least. I don't think the CNK ones get much bigger than that. But yeah. Yeah, the North Bowl. So yeah, the North Bowl. This one is fine, really. Again, big area. You know, not much to work with from there. And also, it has the ice. Very easy to slot around in and basically get fucked over from that. And some of these crystals here require you to have some, you know, boosted jumps to make it to them. So, you know, you gotta get some speed going for this as well. It's a little awkward, but it's not bullshit, to say the least. The TNT around here can be a little shitty, but the actual hazardous boxes aren't a problem here. Like, they're easy to avoid. There's no real, like, nitrous issues here. It's just TNT crates. But yeah, it's just the jumps that matter here. The jumps are the real fucker thing here, because they're just... You really do that. You do need that boost in order to actually get these. You do need to have that speed going before you jump for these, or else you're just not going to make it. And there are quite a few that are like that. So, yeah, line yourself up good. Otherwise, you're going to easily miss these. Which is why they give you a lot of time compared to all other tracks here, because they kind of knew this one would be a bit of a hassle. So they give you a lot of time to get the crystals here. No big hassles and such from that. There you go. It's all the CDR tracks. Now it's time for the Nitro Kart ones. Temple Turmoil is next. So, this one is very small. Has like a few little, you know, boosty jumps here. But it's ultimately just kinda... Yeah, it's just kind of lame, essentially. It's just kind of, you know, generic, if anything. It looks neat, but yeah, it's just, it's a very basic level. It's a basic one. It's about as basic as Skull Rock, the first one. I mean, all of these are basic, but they do have some complexities here and there and some bits. This one doesn't really. It's on par of Skull Rock on just being very simple. Very easy to take care of. Again, though, in Nitro Kart, like, you know, everybody was slower, your speed is slower, you know, so they added more time to compensate for that. And, yeah, in this game, it shows. It really fucking shows. I never get in the red of these. Frozen Frenzy is next. This one is very closed in. It's honestly really awkward because it's another one of those which require you to, you know, blow up some boxes to get some of these and such. But they also put in those fucking axe hazards that I hated so much from the fucking Nitro Kart track with the octopus and shit. And yeah, it's just... They put those back in, they're still fucking shitty with the hitboxes of those. And yeah, they keep fucking me around and it's not fun. I hate it so much. I just... The good news is I'm not having a need to be fast here, so there is that. But much like with the... I forgot the name of it, the Temple something. The second arena area that we have to deal with in this game in adventure mode. This one is just a few jumps here and there and just trying to find the rest of those and get them. But it's also a combination of sort of this and just trying to get to like an area to like get the rest of these. Just having like a rim area essentially. So yeah, hazards in a rim area. That's about the gist of this. And there you go. This next one, Desert Storm, is unique, actually, for itself. It is like a second floor sort of area deal thing here. It's a lot more open. I would say this is Nitro Kart's biggest of these arenas. It's, like, CDR has the fucking, the North Bowl. Nitro Kart has this one, and yeah, like they're about on par in how big they are. And I like this one more because of just how many layers there are to this. There's a whole 6-second floor here. There's all this open desert area. There's these hazards as well, but, you know, they're not too much of a hassle to get around in. And yeah, it's just, there is so much going on here, and I'm into it. I enjoy this arena a lot right now. It is, honest to God, a great arena to be in. You have enough going on so it doesn't look stale or feel stale, but you don't have too much going on to where it's, you know, a fucking hassle to deal with. You know, it's a freaking mess to work with. And the Crystal Challenge really does show just how good this arena is. So yeah, this is a fun arena to actually work with, and I feel like if people actually did bother with the battle mode and such, they did want to go through and actually play battle mode for real with their friends and shit, this would be their first choice, I think, when it comes to any map in these that you would choose for a fun time in battle mode and such. Because otherwise the other ones are very much just very boring and meh, while this one actually has some kind of, you know, some fucking challenge and personality to it that's not just a flat fucking area with a few, like, little walls here and there and shit. And yeah, there you go. That's, I think, also the hardest one too. Next up, Magnetic Mayhem. This one is the easiest. There's too much shit going on with this one, obviously, with all the conveyor belts and everything. But at the same time, they give you way too much time. Like, yeah, I keep getting fucked about and falling down shit, and all the crates here are bullshit too and such. It gets really stupid. And some of the crystals and their positionings are just fucking dumb as well. But they give you so much time with this that I think I actually completed like 40 seconds left. They give you way too much time to take care of this. I think they overestimated how hard this track is. Because yeah, the track is, you know, bullshit. It's not fun to deal with. But it's not 2.5 minutes long hard. You feel me? It's not like, you know, Jesus Christ, we need a fuck ton of time hard for this one. It's so, like, it's still, like, very, like, contained in the crystal's positioning and such. It's still very easy to get them, you know, taken care of, and also that's just bullshit. But yeah, it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic how fucking easy this one is because of how much time you end up having. You can just blow up every fucking box here with your body and you'll still win this. No issues here. You have enough time to handle this. And yeah, 40 fucking seconds. Jesus Christ. And the last one is Terradrome, which is a very basic, I think more so maybe like the fucking Skull Rock one, because it has the original, but this one has like a whole little leveling thing to it. But yeah, ultimately it's just kind of, I think there's also like a flame thing here as well, but I never had to deal with that, luckily. But yeah, like there is a good bit going on, but it's ultimately just like a very meh, generic sort of like arena in a way. And yeah, it's just very basic, very open, but at the same time very basic. It's just kind of meh to look at and work with. So yeah, like my favorite arena obviously is the fucking it's not the one that's like 40 seconds I got left. It is the one where it had like so much going on for itself. It's the second, not second, the third one. I forgot the name of it. I've got the name of all of these arena names already because even though I like it, they're not as memorable as the racetracks. None of these are as memorable as the racetracks. Which is why nobody does arena, nobody does battle, and nobody does fucking crystal challenges and shit. Also, Platinum. Got all the achievements. Game's done for me at this point. One thing left to check, however, and that is the Ring Rally. It's Nitro-Fueled's own special mode. It's all about speed. It's all about rings. It's Superman 64 put in this fucking game, essentially. I'm gonna do it in Koala Carnival. And the way this works is simple. You get boost. You get a lot of boost from going through these rings. See? And they give you points and shit. And the goal of this is to essentially just keep getting the rings, because every time you get a ring, you get more time put onto you. However, as you go around more and more laps, the amount of time you have left lessens and lessens, and you don't want that going, do you? And not only that, but the rings themselves go smaller and smaller. So, yeah, the goal here is to essentially get as many points as possible. Really get those fucking rings. Because you get that fucking bonus shit as well from how many rings you got and all of that. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you also, really keep your boost going and get as much time as possible from each ring. Because as you keep going, the rings will get smaller, and the time you get from these will get smaller and smaller as well, to the point where you're just getting fuck all time, and you're just barely making it enough to actually keep this going. So yeah, right now I'm getting like a second every time. It's gonna start going lower and lower to the point where it's gonna be like half a second and shit of increase. And yeah, it's gonna get bad. So yeah, try and get as much time as possible from these. And yeah, just do your best from there. I believe there are rings below me from that jump, by the way. However, I just go for the middle rings there, and I don't go for those rings below. So I end up just not getting the time there from that. Big mistake on my part, I know. I don't care, I'm just showing this off. And yeah, as you can see, time I'm getting now, it's not looking as big as it was beforehand. It's starting to like stagnate a little bit. I'm getting at 28 now, essentially. So, yeah, and the rings are starting to get smaller too, you can see that. So, for the jumps and shit, it's starting to get harder to take care of them. You have to be more accurate with things. And for the most part, I like this mode. I think it's a good mode. But yeah, it's kind of what I kind of expected from this game, of just having something that's all about speed and accuracy in a way. And yeah, it's very obvious what it's doing. But yeah, I can kind of see down below the fucking rings in that little shortcut area. I don't know how you're supposed to get those rings and then drop down to get the ones below in the shortcut area, but the game expects it for some fucking reason, so this is not a really well-made ring route, honestly. But yeah, as you can see, my time is now lessening harshly, and yeah, the amount of time I was getting beforehand, yeah, it's dropping like fucking hell, man. I'm not getting much time back because of it. So yeah, it's becoming harder, which is expected, and eventually it'll get so hard that you will end up, just running out of time by default. So yeah. Also, that just happened, so at this point I'm pretty sure that is game over. So yeah, that is Ring Rally. It's a good one, honestly. I would say if you want to like experience fun in this game, at the very least, Ring Rally is fun. And that's it. I'm going to show off the online lobby for a little bit, just show off how this one works out. I have it online now. Check out the Wumpa challenges for a bit. We have the daily challenges, which are all the basic ones, usually, about times and doing things again and again and all that crap, or beating things to a certain player and shit. Weekly challenges requiring you to do a bit more time-consuming things, give you more rewards for Wumpa coins. And then there is the last sort of challenges, which give you like 200 Wumpa coins, the most out of these. These are the pro challenges, and these are the hardest ones. They require a lot of skill. I am not doing these because fuck that. Like, you have to beat a Velos time here. Fuck you. So yeah. And as you can see, weekly challenges last for like 7 days. These other ones, however, last for like a month. So, there are no challenges here that stay. They just, you know, flip through every now and then. So that's how you can grind your Wumpa Fruit coins if you want. You can also, you know, buy Wumpa coins for like $100 to get a shit ton, like 45,000 of them. So you can buy the rest of this shit, which I'm not doing. And, yeah, and there's the online thing, the matchmaking, anything like that, where you can choose race or battle, and, you know, just do all your shit from there. And, yeah, you can do your game settings, what kind of track, what kind of laps, all that crap, all battle, what kind of stuff going on there and all. The difficulty being for the AI, in case you don't have, like, a full lobby, you can have some AI players as well. And, yeah, that is essentially the multiplayer. That is essentially this game's multiplayer. It's still active. Don't know for how long, but it is still active. You can still play it right now with your friends. It's not gonna last for long though, because eventually it will get shut down. I know it will. And that's it. So that is CTR Nitro-Fueled. What did I think of this game? I want to like it. I really do. Also, I'm gonna show off the fucking times people have gone, which I am never beating, because I know I'm not a master at this game, and I never want to be. So, yeah, I'm not bothering. But yeah, here are some of those times. But yeah, like... like, if it wasn't for the fact that I already did Crash Team Racing beforehand, this wouldn't be so painful. Because I already did that, reliving the same fucking challenges and bullshit I already went through already, alongside all the bullshit Beanox have added, it really fucking infuriated me, and it really depressed the shit out of me too. I sincerely hated going through this game. I did not have a good time going through this fucking game. Also, here's some hints. I'm just gonna go through them. There are all the hints in the game. There's no point even really going through these, honestly. So, yeah. I don't want to play this game again, however. The fucking depression and the anxiety, the fucking anger it brought in me. This game is being shelved from now on. I've done what I need to do. I got the achievements. I have beaten it in the way I would beat Crash Team Racing originally. And yeah, I've done what I need to do. So I'm good. I'm good. I am fucking done with Nitro-Fueled forever, and I will move on. Also, forever on this game, you will get the advertisement for Crash 4, It's About Time, and them standing for the rights of people of color and shit, of minorities. So, yeah. That's just gonna be a thing there they're leaving. So, yeah, I just don't want to play this again. It hurt. It really hurt to get through. I don't want to ever feel that pain ever again. So, yeah. You know what? Speaking of Crash 4, will I end up doing Crash 4 It's About Time next time? Considering, you know, it would make sense. It'll either be that, Wrath of Cortex, whatever the fuck that original fourth game was, or it'll be something else. I don't know. I don't want to think about it right now. But thank you for watching. I will see you next time, where I hopefully either play a good game, or unhopefully end up playing Crash 4. Whichever Crash 4 it is, I don't know, I don't care. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next Let's Play.